This is our show. Thank you so much. We are doing Much Ado About Nothing tonight, if you're wondering which side of the program to look on. Tomorrow night will be Measure for Measure, and then Saturday is our closing for Much Ado, and then Sunday we have a matinee for Measure for Measure. I'm just so grateful to see all of you here, and I would like to welcome you to the Gem of the Isle. Bathrooms, if you don't know yet, if you go towards the concession and then sort of by the horse fence, the out.
Your egg!
Oh, you're slain!
Bravo! How charming. Delightful.
So much practice.
It's such a good one.
Yes.
My lord!
So many other things that you're fine. Oh my God.
I learn in this letter that Don Pedro of Aragon comes this night to Messina!
He was very near by this. He was not 3 leagues off when I left him.
Oh, how many gentlemen were lost in this action?
But few of any sort, and none of name.
Oh, a victory is twice itself when the achiever brings home full numbers. I find here that Don Pedro has bestowed much honor on a young Florentine called Claudio.
Much deserved on his part, and equally remembered by Don Pedro. He hath borne himself beyond the promise of his age, doing in the figure of a lamb the feats of a lion.
Oh, he hath an uncle here in Messina that will be very much glad of it.
I have already delivered him letters, and there appears much joy in him. Even so much that joy could not show itself modest enough without a badge of bitterness.
Oh, did he break out into tears?
In great measure.
Oh, a kind overflow of kindness. There are no truer faces than those that are so washed. How much better it is to weep at joy than to joy at weeping.
I pray you, is Signor Mountanto returned from these wars or no?
I know none of that name, lady. There was none in the army of any sort.
What is he that you ask for, niece?
I believe my cousin means Sir Signor Benedict of Padua. He's returned, as pleasant as he ever was.
Oh, I pray you, how many hath he killed and eaten in these wars? But how many hath he killed? For indeed I promise to eat of all his killing.
Faith, niece, you tax Signor Benedict too much, but he'll be meat with you, I doubt it not.
He hath done good service, lady, in these wars.
You had musty victual, and he hath holp to eat it. He is a very valiant trencherman. He hath an excellent stomach.
And a good soldier too, lady.
And a good soldier to a lady. But what is he to a lord?
A lord to a lord, a man to a man, stuffed with all the honorable virtues.
It is so indeed. He is no less than a stuffed man, but for the stuffing, well, we are all mortal.
You must not mistake my niece. There is a kind of merry war betwixt Signor Benedict and her. They never meet, but there's a skirmish of wit between them.
Alas, he gets nothing by that. In our last conflict, 4 of his 5 wits went halting off, so that now is the whole man governed with 1. So that if he have wit enough to keep himself warm, let him bear it for a difference between himself and his horse, for it is all the wealth that he hath left to be known a reasonable creature. Who is his companion now? He hath every month a new sworn brother.
Is it possible?
Very easily possible. He wears his faith, but as the fashion of his hat, it ever changes with the next block.
I see, lady, the man is not in your books.
No. If he were, I would burn my study. But I pray you, who is his companion? Is there no young square now will make a voyage with him to the devil.
He is most in the company of the right noble Claudio.
Oh, Lord! He will hang upon him like a disease. He is sooner caught than the pestilence, and the taker runs presently mad. God help the noble Claudio, if he have caught the Benedict. £1,000 ere he be cured.
I will hold friends with you, lady.
Do, good friend.
You will never run mad, niece.
No, not till a hot January.
Don Pedro is approached.
Good Signor Leonato, you are come to meet your trouble. Oh. The fashion of the world is to embrace cost, and you certainly encounter it.
Trouble never came to my house in the likeness of your grace. For trouble being gone, comfort should remain. But when you depart from me, sorrow abides and happiness takes his leave.
You welcome your charge too willingly, Leonato. I think this is your daughter.
Ah, her mother hath many times told me so.
Were you in doubt, sir, that you asked her?
Signor Benedict, no, for then were you a child.
You have it full, Benedict. We may guess by this what you are, being a man. Truly, the lady fathers herself. Be happy, lady, for you are like an honorable father.
If Signor Leonato be her father, she would not have his head on her shoulders, for all Messina is like him as she is.
I wonder that you will still be talking, Signor Benedict. Nobody marks you.
Oh, what? My dear Lady Disdain! Are you yet living?
Is it possible Disdain should die while she hath such meat food to feed it as Signor Benedict? Courtesy itself must convert to disdain if you come in her presence.
Oh, then courtesy is a turncoat. But it is certain I am loved of all ladies, only you excepted, and I would I could find it in my heart that I had not a hard heart, for truly I love none.
A dear happiness to women. We had else been troubled with a pernicious suitor. I thank God in my cold blood I am of your humor for that. I had rather hear my dog bark at a crow than a man swear he loves me.
God, keep your ladyship still in that mind, so some gentleman or other may escape a predestinate scratched face.
Scratching could not make it worse if 'twere such a face as yours were.
Oh, you are a rare parent, teacher.
A bird of my tongue is better than a beast of yours.
I would my horse had the speed of your tongue, and so good a continuer. But keep your way. In God's name, I am done.
You always end with a jade's trip. I know you of old.
That is the sum of all, Leonato. Signor Claudio, Signor Benedict, my dear friend Leonato hath invited you all. I tell him we shall stay here at least a month, but he earnestly prays that some occasion may detain us longer. I dare swear he is no hypocrite, but prays from the heart.
If you swear, my lord, you shall not be forsworn. Let me bid you welcome, my lord. For being reconciled with the prince, your brother, I owe you all duty.
I thank you. I'm not of many words, but I thank you.
Pray at your grace, lead on.
Your hand, Leonato. We will go together. Come.
Benedict, didst thou note the daughter of Signor Leonato?
I noted her not, but I looked on her.
Is she not a modest young lady?
Do you question me as an honest man should for my simple, true judgment? Or would you have me speak after my custom, as being a professed tyrant to their sex?
No, I pray you speak in sober judgment.
Oh, why? In faith, methinks she's too low for a high praise. Oh, too brown for a fair praise, too little for a great praise. Only this commendation may I afford her, that were she other than she is, she were unhandsome. But being not other than she is, I do not like her.
Thou thinkest I am in sport. I pray thee tell me truly how thou likest her.
Would you buy her that you inquire after her?
Can the world buy such a jewel?
Yea. And a case to put it into. Speak you this with a sad brow, or do you play the fluting jack?
In mine eye, she is the sweetest lady that ever I looked on.
I can see yet without spectacles, and see no such matter. There's her cousin, and though she were not possessed with a fury, exceeds her in beauty as the 1st of May doth the last of December. But I hope you have no intent to turn husband, do you?
I would scarce trust myself, although I had sworn the contrary. If Hero would be my wife,
Is it come to this? Hath the world not one man, but he will wear his cap with suspicion? Shall I never see a bachelor of 80 again? Whoa! Go to in faith, and thou wilt need thrust thy neck into a yoke, wear the print of it, and sigh away Sundays. Go, look! Don Pedro is returned to speak you.
What secret hath held you here that you followed not to Leonato's?
I would your grace would constrain me to tell.
I charge thee on thy allegiance.
You see, Count Claudio, I can be secret as a dumb man, I would have you think. But on my allegiance, mark you this, on my allegiance, he is in love. With who? Now that is your grace's part. Mark how short his answer is. With Hero. You're not a short daughter.
if my passion changes not shortly, God forbid it should be otherwise.
Amen. If you love her, for the lady is very well worthy.
You speak this to fetch me in, my lord.
By my troth, I speak my thought.
And in my faith, my lord, I spoke mine.
And by my 2 faiths and troths, my lord, I spoke mine.
That I love her, I feel.
That she is worthy, I know.
I neither feel how she should be loved, nor know how she should be worthy.
Thou wast ever an obstinate heretic in the despite of beauty.
I never could maintain his part but in the force of his will.
That a woman conceived me. I thank her. That she brought me up, I likewise give my most humble thanks. But that I will have a reachant winded in my forehead, or hang my bugle in an invisible baldric. All women shall pardon me, because I will not do them the wrong to mistrust any. I will do myself the right to trust none. And the fine is, for the which I may go the finer, I will live a bachelor.
I will see thee, Signor Benedict, I will see thee look pale with love ere I die.
Oh, with anger, with hunger, or with sickness, my lord, not with love.
Well, if ever thou dost fall from this faith, thou wilt prove a notable argument.
If I do, hang me in a bottle like a cat and shoot at me. And let he that hits me be clapped on the shoulder and called Adam.
Well, you temporize with the hours, Signor Benedict. Go you to Leonato's, and commend me to him, and tell him I will not fail him at supper, for indeed he hath made great preparation. Go.
And so I leave you.
My liege, your highness may now do me some good.
My love is thine to teach. Teach it but how, and thou shalt see how apt it is to learn any hard lesson that may do thee good.
Hath Leonato any son, my lord?
She's his only daughter, his only child. Dost thou affect her?
Oh, my lord! When you went onward on this ended action, I looked upon her with a soldier's eye that liked, but had a rougher task in hand than to drive liking to the name of love. But now I am returned, and that war thoughts have left their places vacant, in their rooms come thronging soft and delicate desires, all prompting me how fair young Hero is, saying I liked her ere I went to wars.
You will be like a lover presently, and tire the hearer with a book of words. If thou dost love fair Hero, then cherish it. And I will break with her, and with her father, and thou shalt have her. Was not to this end that thou beganst to twist so fine a story?
How sweetly you do minister to love, that knows love's grief by his complexion.
We shall have reveling tonight, I know. I will assume thy part in some disguise, and I will tell fair Hero that I am Claudio, and in her bosom I'll unclasp my heart, and take her hearing prisoner with the force and the strong encounter of my amorous tale. And then to her father will I break, and the conclusion is she shall be thine. Come, in practice let us put this presently.
now, sister. Where is my nephew, your son? Hath he provided this music?
Oh, he is very busy about it, but, brother, I can tell you strange news you yet dreamt not of.
Are they good?
As the event stamps them, but they have a good cover. They show well outward. The prince and Count Claudio walking in a thick pleached alley in mine orchard were thus much overheard by a man of mine. The prince discovered to Claudio that he loved my niece, your daughter, and meant to acknowledge it this night in a text. And if he found her accordant, he meant to take the time by the top and instantly break with you of it.
Now, hath the man any wit who told you this?
A good sharp fellow. I will send for him.
No, we will hold it as a dream till it appears itself. But I will acquaint my daughter withal, that she may be the better prepared for an answer, if peradventure this be true. Go you and tell her of it.
What the good year, my lord? Why art thou thus out of measure sad?
There's no measure in the occasion that breeds. Therefore, the sadness is without limit.
You should hear reason.
And when I have heard it, what blessing brings it?
If not a present remedy, at least a patient sufferance.
Wonder that thou, being as thou sayest thou art, born under Saturn, goes about to apply moral medicine to a mortifying mischief. Cannot hide what I am. Must be sad when I have cause, and smile at no man's jest. Eat when I have stomach, wait for no man's leisure. Sleep when I'm drowsy, and tend on no man's business. Laugh when I am merry, and claw no man in his humor.
Yea, but you must not make the full show of this till you may do it without controlment. You have of late stood out against your brother, and yet ta'en you newly into his grace, where it is impossible you should take true root, but by the fair weather you make for yourself. It is needful that you frame the season of your own harvest.
I'd rather be a canker in a hedge than a rose in his grace. And it better fits my blood to be disdained of all than to fashion a carriage to rob love from any. And this, though, cannot be said to be a flattering, honest man, must not be denied that I'm a plain dealing villain. I'm entrusted with a muzzle and enfranchised with a clog. Therefore, I've decreed not to sing in my cage. If I had my mouth, I would bite. If I had my liberty, I would do my liking. In the meantime, let me be that I am, and seek not to alter me.
Can you make no use of your discontent?
I make all use of it, for I use it only. Who comes here? What news, Borachio?
I come yonder from a great supper. The prince, your brother, is royally entertained by Leonato, and I can bring you intelligence of an intended marriage.
Will serve for any model to build mischief, huh? What is he for a fool that betroths himself to unquietness?
Mary, 'tis your brother's right hand.
The most exquisite Claudio.
Even he!
Proper squire. And who? Which way looks he?
Mary on Hero, the daughter and heir of Leonato.
Very forward march chick. How came you to this?
Being entertained for a perfumer as I was smoking a musty room, comes me the prince and Claudio, hand in hand in sad conference. I wit me behind the arras, and there heard it agreed upon that the prince should woo Hero for himself, and having obtained her, give her to Count Claudio.
Come, let us thither. This may prove food to my displeasure. That youngster to have all the glory of my overthrow. If I can cross him in any way, bless myself in every way. You're both sure, and will assist me.
To the death, my lord.
Let us to the great supper. Their cheers the greater that I'm subdued. Would the cook were of my mind. Shall we go prove what's to be done?
We'll wait upon your lordship.
It means you have quite a wit on you today. Was not Count John here at supper?
Indeed, I saw him not.
How tartly that gentleman always looks. I never can see him, but I am heartburned an hour after.
He is of a very melancholy disposition.
He were an excellent man that were made just in the midway between him and Benedict. The one is too like an image and says nothing. The other too much like my lady's eldest son, ever more tattling.
So half of Signor Benedict's tongue in Count John's mouth, and half of Count John's melancholy in Signor Benedict's face.
With a good leg and a good foot, uncle, and money enough in his purse, such a man would win any woman in the world if he could get her goodwill.
Why, my faith, niece, thou wilt never get thee a husband if I be so shrewd of thy tongue.
In faith, she's too cursed.
Oh, too cursed is more than cursed. I shall lessen God's sending that way, for it is said, God sends a cursed cow short horns, but to a cow too cursed, he sends none.
So by being too cursed, God will send you no horns.
Just if he send me no husband, for the which blessing I am at him upon my knees every morning and evening. Lord, I could not endure a husband with a beard upon his face.
You may light upon a husband that hath no beard.
What should I do with him? Dress him in my apparel and make him my waiting gentlewoman. He that hath a beard is more than a youth, and he that hath no beard is less than a man. And he that is more than a youth is not for me, and he that is less than a man, I am not for him.
Well, niece, I trust you will be ruled by your father.
Yes, faith, it is my cousin's duty to make curtsy and say, Father, as it please you. But yet, for all that hero, let him be a handsome fellow, or else make another curtsy and say, Father, as it please me.
Well, niece, I do hope to see you fitted with a husband one day.
Oh, not till God make men of some other metal than earth. Would it not grieve a woman to be overmastered with a piece of valiant dust?
Now, daughter, remember what I told you. If the prince do solicit you in that kind, you know your answer.
The fault will be in the music, cousin, if you be not wooed in good time. If the prince be too important, tell him that there is measure in everything, and so dance out the answer. For hear me, hero, wooing, wedding, and repenting is as a Scotch jig, a measure, and a syncopace. For the first suit is hot and hasty as a Scotch jig and full and fantastical. The wedding, mannerly, modest, is a measure full of state, ancientry. And then comes repentance, and with his bad legs falls into the syncopace faster and faster till he sinks into his grave.
Cousin, you apprehend passing shrewdly.
I have a good eye, uncle. I can see a church by daylight.
The revelers are entering. Quick, make good room.
Lady, will you walk about with your friend?
So you walk softly and look sweetly and say nothing. I am yours for the walk, and especially when I walk away.
With me in your company?
I may say so when I please.
And when pleaseth you to say so?
When I like your favor. God defend the loop should be like the case.
My visor is Philemon's roof. Inside the house is Jove.
Why, in your visor should be that?
Speak low if you speak loud.
Well, I wouldn't it like me to be?
So would not I, for I have many ill qualities.
Which is one?
I say my prayers aloud.
I love you the better. The hearers may cry, amen.
Lord match me with a good dancer.
Amen.
I know you well enough. You are Signor Antonia.
At a word, I am not.
I know you by the waggling of your head.
To tell you truth, I count her better.
Come, come, do you not think I know you by your excellent wit? Can virtue hide itself? Go to, mum, you are she. Graces will appear, and there's an end.
Will you not tell me who told you so?
No, you shall pardon me.
Nor will you not tell me who you are?
Not now.
Well, that I was disdainful. This was Signor Benedict.
What's he?
I'm sure you know him well enough.
Oh, not I, believe me.
Oh, well, did he never make you laugh?
I pray you, what is he?
Why, he is the prince's, jester. A very dull fool. Only his gift is in devising impossible slanders. None but libertines delight in him, and the commendation is not in his wit, but in his villainy. For he both pleases men and angers them, and then they laugh at him and beat him. I'm sure he's in the fleet.
What? When I know the gentleman, I'll tell him what you say.
Oh, do! He'll but break a comparison or two on me, which, peradventure not marked or not laughed at, strikes him into melancholy. Oh, we must follow the leaders.
In every good thing.
Nay, if they lead to any ill, I will leave them at the next turning.
Gentlemen, a wide array of pots and cold entrees await your attention.
Sure, my brother's amorous on Hero, and have withdrawn her father to break with him about it. The ladies follow, and but one visor remains.
And that is Claudio. I know him by his bearing.
Are you not, Signor Benedict?
You know me well, I am he.
Signor, you're very near my brother in his love. He is enamored on Hero. I pray you, dissuade him from her. She is no equal to his birth. May do the part of an honest man in it.
How know you he loves her?
I heard him swear his affection.
So did I too, and he swore he would marry her tonight.
Come, let us to banquet.
Thus answer I in the name of Benedict, but hear these ill news with the ears of Claudio. 'Tis certain so the prince woos for himself. Friendship is constant in all things save in the office and affairs of love. All hearts in love therefore use their own tongues. Let every eye negotiate for itself and trust no agent for beauty. He's a witch against whose charms faith melteth into blood. This is an hour of accidental proof which I mistrusted not. Farewell, therefore, Hero.
Claudio!
Yea, the same.
Will you come with me?
Whither?
Well, about your own business, County. Even to the next willow. What fashion will you wear the garland of? About your neck like a usurer's chain, or under your arm like a lieutenant's scarf? Well, you must wear it one way, for the prince hath got your hero.
I wish him joy of her.
Alas, poor, hurt fowl. Now will he creep into sedges. But that my lady Beatrice should know me and not know me. The prince's jester. Huh. Maybe I go under that name because I am married. Yay, but so am I apt to do myself wrong. I am not so reputed. It is the base, though bitter disposition of Beatrice that puts the world into her person and so gives me out. Well, I'll be revenged as I may.
Now, senor, where is the Count? Did you see him?
Troth, my lord, I have played the part of Lady Fame. I found him here as melancholy as a lodge in a warren. And I told him. And I think I told him true that your grace had got the goodwill of this young lady. And I offered him my company to a willow tree, either to fashion him a garland as being forsaken, or to bind him up a rod as worthy to be whipped.
To be whipped? What's his fault?
Oh, the flat transgression of a schoolboy who, being overjoyed with finding a bird's nest, shows it his companion, and he steals it.
Wilt thou make a trust a transgression? The transgression is in the stealer.
Oh, yet it had not been amiss that the rod had been made, and the garland too. The garland he might have worn himself, and the rod he may have bestowed upon you, who, as I take it, have stolen his bird's nest.
I will but teach them to sing, and then I will restore them to the owner.
If your singing answer their saying, by my faith, you say honestly.
The Lady Beatrice hath a quarrel to you, Signor Benedict. The man that danced with her told her she is much wronged by you.
Oh, she misused me past the endurance of a block. An oak, but with one green leaf, would have answered her. My very visor began to assume life, and scold with her. She told me, not thinking I had been myself, that I was the prince's fool, duller than a great thaw, huddling jest upon jest with such impossible conveyance that I stood there like a man at a mark, an entire army shooting at me. Oh, she speaks poniards, and every word stabs. If her breath were as bad as her terminations, there would be no living near her. She would infect to the great North Star. I would not marry her, though she were endowed with all that Adam had left him. Yea, before he transgressed, she would have made Hercules turn the spit, yea, and cleft the club to make the fire too. Come, talk not of her.
Well, here she comes.
Will your grace command me on any service to the world's end? I will go on the slightest errand to the Antipodes that you can devise to send me on.
No, none, but to desire your good company here.
Here's a dish I love not. I cannot endure my lady tongue.
Come, lady, come. You have lost the heart of Signor Benedict.
Oh, indeed, my lord. He lent it me a while, and I gave him use for it, a double heart for his single one. Marry, once before, he wanted me with false dice. Therefore, your grace may well say I have lost it.
You have put him down, lady. You have put him down.
So I would not he should do me, my lord, lest I should prove the mother of fools. I brought Count Claudio, whom you sent me to seek.
Ah, how now, Count? Wherefore so sad?
Not sad, my lord.
How then? Are you sick?
Neither, my lord.
The Count is neither sad nor sick, nor merry nor well, but civil. Count, civil as an orange, and something of that jealous complexion.
In faith, lady, I think it well, but I know his conceit to be false. Here, Claudio, I have wooed in thy name, and the fair hero is won. I have broken with her father, and his goodwill obtained. Name the day of your marriage, and God give thee joy.
Count, take of me my daughter, and with her all my fortunes. His grace has made the match, and all grace say amen to it.
Speak, Count, 'tis your cue.
Silence is the perfectest herald of joy. I were but little happy if I could say how much. Lady, as you are mine, I am yours. I give away myself for you and dote upon the exchange.
Speak, cousin, or if you cannot, stop his mouth with a kiss and let not him speak neither.
Faith, lady, you have a merry heart.
Yea, my lord, I thank it, poor fool that keeps on the windy side of care. Oh, my cousin tells him in his ear that he is in her heart.
And so she does, cousin.
Lord, for alliance. Thus goes everyone to the world but I, and I am sunburnt. I may sit in a corner and cry, hey ho, for a husband.
I will get you one, Lady Beatrice.
Oh, hath your grace ne'er a brother like you? Your father got excellent husbands, if your grace, if a maid could come by them.
Will you have me, lady?
Oh, no, my lord, unless I might have another for working days. Your grace is too costly to wear every day. But I beseech your grace, pardon me. I was born to speak all mirth, and no matter.
To be silent least becomes you. For you were born in a merry hour.
No, sure, my lord, my mother cried, but there was a star danced, and under that I was born. Cousins, God give you joy!
Niece, will you look to the things I asked of you?
I cry you mercy, uncle, by your grace's pardon.
By my troth, pleasant-spirited lady.
Ah, there's little of the melancholy element in her, my lord. She's never sad but when she sleeps, and not ever sad then. I heard my daughter say that she's often dreamed of unhappiness and waked herself with laughing.
She cannot endure to hear tell of a husband.
Oh, no, she mocks all her wooers out of suit.
She were an excellent wife for Benedict.
Benedict?
Yes.
Benedict! If they were but married a week, they would talk themselves mad.
County Claudio, when mean you to go to church?
Tomorrow, my lord. Love goes on crutches till he have all his rights.
Not till Monday, my dear son, which is hence just a seven-night and too brief a time to have all things answer my mind.
You shake your head at so long a breathing. But never fear, Claudio. The time shall not go dully by us. In the interim, I will undertake one of the labors of Hercules, which is to bring the Lady Beatrice and the Signor Benedict into a mountain of affection, the one with the other. I would fain have it a match, and I doubt not to fashion it, if you three will render me such assistance as I shall give you direction.
My lord, I am for you, though it cost me 10 nights watching.
And I, my lord.
And you, gentle hero.
I will do any modest office, my lord, to help my cousin to a good husband.
I will teach you how to humor the Lady Beatrice, that she will fall in love with Benedict. And with your helps, I will so practice on Benedict that, in spite of his queasy stomach and his quick wit, he shall fall in love with Beatrice. If we can do this, Cupid is no longer an archer. The glory shall be ours, for we are the only love god. Come and I will tell you my plan.
It is so. Count Claudio shall marry the daughter of Leonato.
Yea, my lord, but I can cross it.
Any bar, any cross, any impediment shall be medicinal to me. I am sick of my displeasure to him, and whatsoever comes across his affection ranges evenly with mine. How canst thou cross this marriage?
Not honestly, my lord, but so covertly that no dishonesty shall appear in me.
Show me, briefly, how.
I think I told your lordship a year since how much I am in the favor of Margaret, the waiting gentlewoman to Hero.
I remember.
I can, at any unseasonable instant of the night, appoint her to look out at her lady's chamber window.
What life is in that to be the death of this marriage?
The poison of that lies in you to temper. Go you to the prince, your brother. Spare not to tell him that he hath wronged his honor in marrying the renowned Claudio, whose estimation do you mightily hold up, to a contaminated stale, such a one as Hero.
What proof shall I make of that?
Proof enough to misuse the prince, to vex Claudio, to undo Hero, and kill Leonato. Look you for any other issue?
Only to despite them, I'll endeavor anything.
Go then. Find me a meet hour to draw Don Pedro and the Count Claudio alone. Tell them that you know that Hero loves me. Intend the kind of zeal, both to the prince and Claudio, as, in love of your brother's honor, who hath made this match, and his friend's reputation, that is just less like to be cozened with the semblance of a maid, that he would discover thus. Oh, they will scarcely believe this without trial. Offer them instances which shall bear no less likelihood than to see me at her chamber window. Hear me call Margaret Hero. Hear Margaret term me Borachio, and bring them to see this the very night before the intended wedding. For in the meantime I will so fashion the matter that Hero shall be absent, and there shall appear such seeming truth in Hero's disloyalty, that jealousy shall be called assurance, and all the preparation overthrown.
Grow this to what adverse issue it can, and I will put it in practice. Be cunning in the working this, and thy fee is 1,000 ducats.
Be you constant in the accusation, and my cunning shall not shame me.
I'll presently go learn the day of their marriage.
Boy!
Signor!
In my chamber window lies a book. Bring it to me hither in the orchard.
You're ready, sir.
I know that. But I would have thee hence, and here again. I do much wonder that one man, seeing how much another man is a fool when he dedicates his behaviors to love, will, after he hath laughed at such shallow follies in others, become the argument of his own scorn by failing in love. And such a man is Claudio. I had known when there was no music with him but the drum and the fife. Now would he rather hear the tabor and the pipe. May I be so converted and see with these eyes? I cannot tell. I think not. I will not be sworn, but love may transform me to an oyster. But I'll take my oath on it. Till he hath made an oyster of me, he shall never make me such a fool. One woman is fair, yet I am well. Another wise, yet I am well. Another virtuous, yet I am well. But till all graces be in one woman, one woman shall never come in my grace. Well, rich she shall be, that's for certain. Well, wise or I'll none. Virtuous or I'll never cheapen her. Oh, fair or I'll never look on her. Mild or come not near me. Noble or not I for an angel. Of good discourse, an excellent musician, and her hair shall be of what color it please God. The prince and Monsieur Love. Ooh, I will hide me.
Huh? Shall we hear this music?
Yea, my good lord. How still the evening is, as if hushed on purpose to grace harmony.
See where Benedict hath hid himself.
Oh, very well, my lord. The music ended will fit the kid fox for the pennyworth.
Come, let us hear that song again.
Oh, good, my lord. Tax not so bad a voice to slander music any more than once.
I pray thee sing, and let me woo no more.
Because you talk of wooing, I will sing. Since many a wooer doth commence a suit to her he thinks not worthy, yet he woos, yet will he swear he loves.
I pray thee, music, or, if thou wilt hold longer argument, do it in notes.
Note this before my notes. There's not a note of mine that's worth the noting.
Notes, forsooth, or nothing.
Now, divine heir, now is his soul ravished. Is it not strange that sheep guts should hail souls out of men's bodies? Well, a horn for my money when all's done.
Sigh no more, lady, sigh no more. Men were deceivers ever. 1 foot in sea and 1 on shore, to one thing constant never. Then sigh not so, but let them go, and be blithe and bonny, converting all your sounds of woe into hey, nonny, nonny. Sing no more, ditty, sing no more, of dumps so dull and heavy. The fraud of men was ever so, since summer first was leafy. Then sigh not so, but let them go, and be blithe and bonny, converting all your sounds of woe into hey, nonny, nonny.
My troth, a good song.
And an ill singer, my lord.
No, thou singest well enough for a shift here's for thy pains.
And he had been a dog that had howled us, they would have hanged him.
Get us some excellent music, and we shall have it tomorrow night by the lady hero's chamber window.
The best I can, my lord.
Good, do so, and leave us. Good Signor Leonato, what was it that you told me of today? That the Lady Beatrice was in love with Signor Benedict?
Oh, stalk on, the foul sits. I did never think that lady would have loved any man.
No, nor I neither, but most wonderful that she should so dote on Signor Benedict, whom by all outward behavior she seemed ever to abhor.
Is it true? Sits the wind in his corner?
By my troth, my lord, I cannot tell what to think, but that she loves him with an enraged affection. It is past the infinite of thought.
Maybe she doth but counterfeit.
Oh, faith, like enough.
Counterfeit. There was never counterfeit of passion. Came so near the life of passion as she discovers it.
Well, why? What effects of passion shows she?
Bait the hook, well, this fish will bite.
What effects, my lord? She will sit and sigh. You heard my daughter tell you.
She did indeed.
You amaze me. I would have thought her spirits had been invincible against all assaults of affection.
I would have sworn it had, my lord, especially against Benedict.
I should think this a go, but that the white-bearded fellow speaks it, well, knavery sure cannot hide himself in such reverence.
He hath taken the infection, hold it up.
Hath she made her affection known to Benedict?
No, and swear she never will. That's her torment.
'Tis true, so your daughter says. Shall I, she says, that have so oft encountered him, with scorn right to him, that I love him.
She tore the letter into 1,000 halfpence and railed at herself that she should be so immodest as to write to one she knew would flout her. I measure him, she says, by my own spirit, for I should flout him if he writ me. Yea, though I love him, I should.
Then down upon her knees she falls, weeps, sobs, tears her hair, beats her heart. Oh, sweet Benedict God, give me patience.
Indeed she does, my lord. My daughter says so.
Well, good then that Benedict should know of it by some other if she will not reveal it.
To what end? He would but make a sport of it and torment the poor lady worse.
If he does, it would be an alms to hang him. She is an excellent, sweet lady, and out of question, she is virtuous.
And exceeding wise.
In everything but loving Benedict.
My lord, blood and wisdom, combating in so tender a body, we have 10 proofs to 1 that blood hath the victory. I am sorry for her, as indeed I have just cause, being her uncle and guardian.
She would have bestowed her affection on me. I would have daffed all other respects and made her half myself. Well, go you and tell Benedict of her love. See what he will say.
I'll wear it good, think you?
Hero thinks surely she will die. For she says she will die if he love her not. And she will die ere she make her love known. And she will die if he woo her. Rather than she will bate one breath of her accustomed crossness.
She doth well in it. He is a man of such contemptible spirit.
He is a very proper man, my lord.
Indeed, he hath a good outward happiness.
Before God, and in my mind, very wise.
He hath indeed some sparks that are like wit.
And I take him to be valiant.
Go we all, and tell Benedict of Beatrice's love.
Never tell him, my lord. Let her wear it out with good counsel.
Oh, nay, that's impossible. She may wear out her heart first.
I am very sorry for her. I wish Benedict would thoroughly examine himself and see how unworthy he is of so good a lady.
Dinner is served, my lord. Will you partake?
If ye do not dote upon her upon this, I will never trust my expectation.
The same net must be spread for Beatrice, and that must your daughter and her gentlewoman carry.
This can be no trick. The conference was sadly born. They have the truth of this from Hero. They seem to pity the lady. It seems her affections have their full bent. Love me. Why, it must be requited. I hear how I am censured. They say I will bear myself too proudly if I perceive the love come from her. They say, too, that she would rather die than show any sign of affection. Well, I did never think to marry. I must not seem proud. Happy are they that can hear their detractions and put them to mending. Well, they say the lady is fair. 'Tis so. I can bear them witness. And virtuous. 'Tis a truth, I cannot reprove it. And wise. But for loving me. Why, it is no great addition to her wit, nor no great argument to her folly, for I will be horribly in love with her! I may have some odd quirks and remnants of wit broken upon me, for I have so long railed against marriage. But doth not the appetite alter? A man loves meat in his youth that he cannot endure in his age. When I said I would die a bachelor, I did not think I should live till I were married. Oh, here comes Beatrice. By this day, she's a fair lady. I do spy some marks of love in her.
Against my will, I am sent to bid you come in to dinner.
Fair Beatrice, thank you for your pains.
I took no more pains for those thanks than you take pains to thank me. If it had been painful, I would not have come.
And you take pleasure, then, in the message.
Yea, just so much as you may take upon a knife's point and choke a doll withal. You have no stomach, signor? Fare you well.
Against my will, I am bid sent you come to dinner. There's a double meaning in that. I took no more pains to thank you than you took pains to thank me. That's as much to say, any pains I take for you is as easy as thanks.
Good Mark, run thee to the parlor. There shalt thou find my cousin Beatrice proposing with the Prince and Claudio. Whisper her ear and tell her Ursula and I walked in the orchard, and our whole discourse is all of her. Say that thou overheardst us, and bid her steal into the prince's bower. There will she hide her to listen our purpose. This is my office. Fare thee well in it, and leave us alone.
I will make her come, I warrant you, presently.
Now, Ursula, when Beatrice doth come, as we do trace this alley up and down, our talk must only be of Benedict. When I do name him, let it be thy part to praise him more than ever man did merit. My talk to thee must be how Benedict is sick in love with Beatrice. Of this matter is little Cupid's crafty arrow made that only wounds by hearsay. Now begin.
The pleasantest angling is to see the fish cut with her golden oars the silver stream, and greedily devour the treacherous bait. So angle we for Beatrice, who even now is couched in the woodbine coverture. Fear you not my part of the dialogue.
Then go we near her, that her ear lose nothing of the false sweet bait that we lay for. No, Ursula! She is too disdainful. Her spirits are as wild and coy as haggards of the rock.
But are you sure that Benedict loves Beatrice so entirely?
What? So says the prince and my neutral lord.
And did they bid you tell her of it, madam?
They did entreat me to acquaint her of it, but I persuaded them, if they loved Benedict, to wish him wrestle with affection, and never to let Beatrice know of it.
Why did you so? Doth not the gentleman deserve so full as fortunate a bed as ever Beatrice shall couch upon?
Oh, God of love, I know he doth deserve as much as may be yielded to a man. But nature never framed a woman's heart of prouder stuff than that of Beatrice. Disdain and scorn right sparkling in her eyes, misprizing what they look on. And her wit values itself so highly that to her all matter else seems weak. She cannot love, nor take no shape, nor project of affection. She is so self-endeared.
Sure, I think so. And therefore certainly it were not good she knew his love, lest she make sport at it.
Why, you speak truth. I never yet saw a man, how wise, how noble, young, how rarely featured, but she would spell him backward. If fair-faced, she would swear the gentleman should be her sister. If black, why nature drawing of an antique made a foul blot. If tall, the lance ill-headed. If low, in a gait very vilely cut. If speaking, why a vein blown with all winds. If silent, why a block moved with none. So turns she every man the wrong side out, and never gives to truth and virtue that which simpleness and merit purchaseth.
Sure, such carping is not commendable.
No, not to be so odd and from all fashions as Beatrice is, cannot be commendable. But who dare tell her of it? If I should speak, she would mock me into air. Oh, she would laugh me out of myself, press me to death with wit. Therefore, let Benedict, like covered fire, consume away in sighs, waste inwardly. 'Twere a better death than die with mocks, which is as bad as die with tickling.
Yet tell her of it. Hear what she will say.
No, rather, I will go to Benedict and counsel him to fight against his passion, and truly I'll devise some honest slanders to stain my cousin with. One does not know how much an ill word may empoison liking.
Oh, do not do your cousin such a wrong. She cannot be so much without true judgment, having so swift and excellent a wit as she is prized to have, as to refuse so rare a gentleman as Signor Benedict.
He is the only man of Italy. Always excepted my dear Claudio.
Pardon me, madam, speaking my fancy. Signor Benedict for shape, for bearing, argument, and valor goes foremost in report through Italy.
Indeed, he hath an excellent good name.
Oh, his excellence did earn it ere he had it. When are you married, madam?
Why, every day tomorrow. Come, go in. I'll show thee some attires, and have thy counsel which is the best to furnish me tomorrow.
She's limed, I warrant you. We have caught her.
Prove so, then loving goes by haps. Some Cupid kills with arrows, and some with traps.
What fire is in mine ears? Can this be true? Stand I condemned for pride and scorn so much? Contempt? Farewell, and maiden pride, adieu. No glory lives behind the back of such. And Benedict, love on! I will requite thee, taming my wild heart to thy loving hand. If thou dost love, my kindness shall incite thee to bind our loves up in a holy band.
I do but stay until your marriage be consummate, and then go I towards Aragon.
I'll bring you thither, my lord, if you'll vouchsafe me.
Nay, nay, I will only be bold with Benedict for his company. For, from the crown of his head to the sole of his foot, he is all mirth. He hath once, twice, perhaps thrice, cut Cupid's bowstring, but the little hangman dare not shoot at him.
Gallants! I'm not as I have been.
So say I. Methinks you are sadder.
I hope he be in love.
Oh, hang him, truant! There's no true drop of blood in him to be truly touched with love. If he be sad, he wants money.
Yet, I say he is in love.
There's no true fancy in him, as you would have it appear there is.
If he be not in love with some woman, there is no trusting old signs. He brushes his hat mornings. What should that bode? Huh?
Hath any man seen him at the barber's?
No, but the barber's man hath been seen with him.
Oh. And the greatest note of it is in his melancholy.
Aye, and when was he wont to wash his face?
Aye, or to paint himself, for the which I hear what they say of him.
Oh, nay, but his jesting spirit, which is now crept into lute strings and governed by stops.
Conclude, he is in love.
Nay, but I know who loves him.
That would I know too. One I warrant that knows him not.
I and all his ill conditions, but in despite of all, dies for him.
She shall be buried with her face upwards.
Old Signor, walk with me. I have studied 8 or 9 wise words which I must speak to you, which these hobby horses must not hear.
For my life, to break with him about Beatrice.
'Tis even so. Hero and Margaret have by this played their parts, and now the two bears will not bite one another when they meet.
My lord and brother, God save you. Good den. Your leisure served, I would speak to you. In private. If it please you yet, Count Claudio may hear, for what I would speak of concerns him.
What is the matter?
Means your lordship to be married tomorrow.
You know he does.
I know not that when he knows what I know.
If there be any impediment, I pray you discover it.
You may think I love you not. Let that appear hereafter, and that I will now manifest. For my brother, I think he holds you well, and in dearness of heart hath hoped to effect your ensuing marriage. Surely suit ill spent and labor ill bestowed.
What is the matter?
I came hither to tell you, and circumstances shortened, for she's been too long a talking of. The lady is disloyal.
Who, Hero?
Even she, Leonato's hero, your hero, every man's hero.
Disloyal?
The word is too good to paint out her wickedness. I could say she were worse. Think you a worse title, and I will fit her to it. Wonder not to further warrant, but go with me tonight, and you shall see her chamber window entered, even the night before her wedding day. You love her then, and tomorrow wed her. But it would better fit your honor to change your mind.
May this be so?
No, I will not think it. Dare not trust what you see, confess not that you know. You follow me, I will show you enough. And when you have seen more, and heard more, proceed accordingly.
If I find any reason tomorrow why I should not wed her in the congregation where I should wed, there I will shame her.
And I, who wooed for thee to obtain her, I will join with thee to disgrace her.
I will disparage her no further till you are my witnesses. Bear it coldly, but till midnight, let the issue show itself.
Day untowardly turned.
Oh, mischief strangely thwarting.
Oh, plague right well prevented. So you shall say when you've seen the sequel.
Thank you, everyone. That is Act 1. We will now have about a 15-minute intermission. I do have a couple of announcements before you go off to our wonderful concession, which has homemade baked goods. I've been asked